Talk to us, if you can, about really the demand that you're seeing and the opportunity that an F-150 in an EV form, what that presents to you.
It's huge for our company. This is the most important launch since the Model T. Why? Because F-Series is the most popular vehicle in our industry in the U.S., and it's the most popular truck for 45 years. Now we're bringing an electric vehicle with 325 miles of range. It can power your house for 3 days. It goes 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. It's got a mega power frunk. And strategically, it's really important for our company to get on this EV growth curve.
Well, let's talk about that here. I mean, there's been a lot of excitement about the F-150 Lightning, as well as some of the other models, EV models that Ford has put out there, like the Mach-E. But there's also been a lot of concern about when some of the folks who bought this, or reserved it, I should say, are actually going to take delivery. When you look at capacity, the capacity that you have to produce these things, where do you stand right now in that capacity, and how much further do you think you need to go to get up to speed?
Well, we're building capacity for the end of next year and Lightning to 150,000 units. That's about double what we had planned for just a year ago. So we've been chasing this demand on Lightning for quite some time. We think 150,000 is about the right run rate. We have to blow out the wall at the factory we just finished building to get to 150, but the most important thing is batteries. We've now secured 150,000 units worth of batteries for next year, so we can now pull it off. On Mach-E, we're going to double the production to 200,000, and as a company, we'll get to 600,000 units of run rate in our EV, battery electric only production by the end of next year. Huge effort by the team, but unlike a lot of startups, this is what we do.
Yeah, Jim, look out into the future with me for a second here. Can you see all the F-150s going electric, and what would it take for that to happen?
No way. I don't see that happening. If you're towing a fifth wheel in Wyoming or, with a horse trailer, there's no way. Electric vehicle is not a good solution for our Super Duty customers. We're 50% of all commercial light-duty vehicles in the U.S., so we know. And the technology is not right for that. Right. For a retail customer who's doing some light towing or commuting to work, it's perfect. But for heavy-duty usage, it's not the right solution.
But
so we're going to see a mix of ICE and BEV.
Yeah, okay, but Jim, you do have some competitors out there that are at least working on something that for the commercial space, for I guess those folks who need that extra power, including, of course, Tesla and a few other startup companies here. So I think there's some eyes, I guess, on a future where maybe an EV is powerful enough to meet those needs here. Is that not something that's being discussed amongst the executives at Ford?
Well, first of all, we own 50% of the light-duty commercial market. Our customers, we have an electric Transit in the market. We're shipping it now. The first Lightnings are Pro vehicles. We're shipping them later this week. So we are the only one with electric pickups and vans, and we're 50% of the market. So so when our engineers say that for heavy-duty usage, like real towing and high payload, EVs are not the right solution. This is coming from a company who's leading the volume of this move for commercial vehicles going electric. But I would say, a good portion, maybe half of our customers will go electric. And that's why we're going to have this truck. And what we announced today is we have another truck going to our Tennessee plant, Blue Oval City, that's going to launch. So this won't be our only electric truck at Ford.
Are you worried that a battery shortage is becoming a bigger issue than a chip shortage?
No, not right now for Ford, but for others, maybe. The most important thing is to secure the batteries. And as well, not just NMC, but also iron phosphate batteries, LFP. That's about half of Tesla's volume last quarter was LFP. Very important technology for the batteries. The most important thing is to secure the mining and the processed and refined raw materials for those batteries. The batteries are one thing, but you have to make sure you get the raw materials for those batteries. The most important thing for our country is to start to localize all that processing and mining. It does not happen for lithium and nickel here in this country. We have to localize it to get competitive on costs with the other countries around the world.
You know, my colleague Romaine had started to bring up the idea of rivalry here and competition. I'm wondering, Jim, when you think Ford can overtake Tesla in electric vehicle sales, how fast do you think that could happen?
Well, first of all, it comes down to our execution, especially our product. The first wave of product at Ford, it's sold out for multiple years, as you guys were saying. So we're off to the races, but it's going to take a big effort to catch a Tesla, but we think we can do it. We know we're going to be number one in EV trucks. Yeah. We're very confident of that. We have one truck. We already have a van. We have a Mustang, and those are already out in scaling mass production now. We have another truck coming out in just a few years in Tennessee. What it's really going to take is batteries, raw material, and a whole lineup of product. We know how to scale the manufacturing, unlike a lot of other people. Yeah. They get excited when they launch a factory. We build factories every day at Ford, so that's not an issue for us.